Hi, my name is Ismail Mullah and I founded NutriOrganics with the purpose of helping as many people as possible become healthier based upon solid scientific evidence. You see, about 2 years ago, I was quite healthy, I was strong, and I was fit, or so I thought. And then disaster struck overnight. When I got up one morning, my back was locked. I could not move. X-rays later revealed that 5 of my vertebrae were fractured. And about 3 weeks later, doctors found a tumor in my brain in this section. And they found that 2 more of my vertebrae fractured. My bones had become soft and brittle. This period, I suffered a lot. My movements were quite restricted. Putting on clothes was a challenge. And even putting on socks, I could not do without assistance. It was quite a bad period. My bones had become soft and brittle, and my doctors told me that a lot of my illness was diet related, which shocked me because I thought I was eating the average normal diet. I was in a lot of pain. I was in a place that I didn't really want to be. So I made up my mind that I was going to get better. So I started doing a number of things. Firstly, I took the medications that I was given by my specialists, and I was lucky. I had some of the best specialists in Brisbane helping me. So I took my medications, and then I started applying 2 of the basic principles of good health. Firstly, I became quite active. Obviously, it was difficult in the beginning. I started doing about 40 minutes of exercise. Initially, it was very light exercise, but then as it progressed till today, it's quite strenuous. I still do the exercises. And I began eating healthy. The result is today I am much better. I've regained my health, I've regained my energy, I've regained my vitality, I can do things. But it was not an easy journey. The good part is I had a lot of time on my hands, and so I began researching intensely to find out how I could help myself better. One of the things that really helped me was fruit and vegetables. And fruit and vegetables play a very important part in our diet. So, for example, a Harvard Medical School report states that a diet high in fruit and vegetables has the following health benefits for us. It can keep blood pressure under control. It can have a positive effect upon blood sugar levels. It can maintain healthy cholesterol levels. It can keep our arteries flexible. It can protect our bones. It can lower the risk of eye and digestive problems. And it can help us against many diet-related chronic illnesses that include many cancers, heart diseases, kidney diseases, osteoporosis, and diabetes. Yes, by eating a lot of fruit and vegetables, we can do this and more. But the benefits depend really on 2 things. One is the quantity of fruit and vegetables we eat, and 2, the quality of fruit and vegetables we eat. You see, quantity above a certain level, quantity really kicks in and the health benefits really kick in. And quality is extremely important if we want to get that real extra boost in our health. According to the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare, which is a government-funded organization which monitors our state of health, they say that we should be eating 5 portions of vegetables and 2 portions of fruit daily. And this is backed up by scientific evidence. For example, a University College London study, it was a 9-year study involving 65,226 people that were 35 years and older. They found that compared to the people that ate one portion or less, those that ate the 5 plus 2 or more had a greater life expectancy. They found that in those that ate one or less, there was a 42% higher chance of mortality. In other words, if in the one or less group you expect 100 people to die, in the 5 plus 2 or more group you would expect only 58 people to die. Secondly, they found that the specific risk of cancer was reduced by 25%, and they found that the specific risk of cardiovascular diseases were reduced by 31%. They also found that fruit were very effective as health protectors, but they found that vegetables were 4 times more effective than fruit. That's how important vegetables are. Okay, what does this mean in practice? In practice, 2 parts of fruit means 300 grams. So if you have, say, a banana or an apple or an orange, etc., they're about 150 grams each. So you need to have 2 of these per day. In terms of vegetables, you need 375 grams per day, is equivalent to 5 helpings. Now, this is not difficult to achieve. If you consider that a small or an average tomato weighs about 125 grams, then you add to it carrots, lettuce, cucumber, etc., and you make up your 200 grams. Then you have a vegetable-based dish, and you make your 375 grams per day. So it's not difficult to do. Okay, that's in terms of quantity. Now let's talk about quality. In terms of quality, there's 3 basic ways of growing vegetables. The first is the conventional way, where they use chemical fertilizers and they use pesticides. The second one is the organic way, where they avoid fertilizers and pesticides. And the third way, we also avoid fertilizers and pesticides. It's the nutri-organic way, but we concentrate on growing with nutrition in mind, something that the other 2 do not do. Okay, what are the issues with the first way? You see, the first thing is they use pesticides. Now, as we know, pesticides are formulated to kill pests. So they're killing living things. Unfortunately, we as living things also get affected quite badly. Secondly, many pesticides, for example, the most used pesticide in Australia, which is glyphosate, kills many of the medicinal benefits of the vegetables. So, for example, according to research done by Dr. Zach Bush and Professor Don Huber here in Australia, they retard the production of amino acids. Now, amino acids are the basic building blocks of proteins. They also block or retard the formation of alkaloids, and alkaloids are quite medicinal in nature. For example, they're anti-parasitic, they're anti-eczema, they're anti-depression, they're anti-asthma, etc. So what we're doing is we're killing many of the medicinal benefits of eating these vegetables by eating the most of the vegetables that are available in the shops. Now, when it comes to organic, you don't have the problem of pesticides, but you do have the problem of nutrient deficiency. So you have nutrient deficiency in both the conventional and the organic. Now, and in some cases, the nutritional deficiency is over 90%. So, for example, according to Dr. Christine Jones, it's possible today to buy an orange with 0 vitamin C in it. Next question, why is nutrition so important to us? Basically, if we don't eat, we will die. We will starve and we will die. What many of us don't consider is the role of the different nutrients in the food we eat. Nutrition is of 2 types. You get macronutrients and you get micronutrients. Macronutrients are our carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And we in Australia seem to be fortunate enough to have enough of these. Micronutrients, on the other hand, are our minerals and our vitamins. Unfortunately, we don't seem to have enough of these. And according to the WHO, the World Health Organization, roughly 1 in 2 of us are micronutrient deficient in some way or the other. Problem is this: micronutrients affect every function in our body. So from our thinking, our growth levels, the health of our cells, our body's defense mechanism, every function we can think of is affected by micronutrients. And when we don't have sufficient of these, what happens is we can fall ill, or we don't function as effectively as we could. So it's very important that we have sufficient micronutrients in us. Coincidentally, according to the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare, 1 in 2 of us suffer from a chronic illness, and most of these are diet related, and that 1 in 5 of us has more than one chronic illness. And shockingly, in the year 2011, 90% of all deaths were chronic illness related. So in terms of myself, I wanted to get myself better quickly. Now I knew, according to research I had read, that the best way to get nutrients, the full range of nutrients into my body, was by eating whole foods. There's research that says that when you take individual supplements, they are not as effective as eating the whole foods. Now, according to much research, one of the best foods to eat are what we call vegetable superfoods. Foods that are nutrient dense, vegetables that are nutrient dense, and therefore are very healthful for us. The problem was I could not get these nutrient-rich vegetables that I wanted. So what I did was I started learning. I did a lot of trials, I read extensively, and I was fortunate to come across experts both here and overseas that were growing nutrient-rich vegetables. So I learned from them. The result is I've created a soil which is very rich in nutrients and has a lot of biota in it. Biota is very important to convert the nutrients in the soil to plant available nutrients. Then the plants take up these nutrients, complex them, and make them human available. So unless the cycle is complete, we will not have access to the nutrients in the soil. Now it's sad because most of our soils in Australia are very badly nutrient depleted, hence the nutrient depleted vegetables we get. It's also sad because that means animals grazing in such fields are also nutrient depleted, and that we at the top of the food chain have nutrient depletion because we don't have access to this. Now, what I've done is I've created a system to make it possible for anybody with a small space to grow sufficient salads and vegetables for themselves. My standard garden bed is a small 1 meter by 2 meter garden bed. If you are even more space limited, you can use pots, as some of my clients do. And if you've got a garden patch already, then all you have to do is top up the garden bed with my soil. So it's possible for anyone to use it. Now, using my standard garden bed does not take much expertise if you follow what I ask you to do, and it only takes about half an hour of maintenance per week, so it's not too demanding. But the beauty is this, that once your plants are sufficient size, you can harvest every day and eat directly from your garden to your plate, maximizing the amount of nutrients and the health benefit you get from eating such vegetables. It's not difficult to do. Then I've taken it one step further. As we know, certain vegetables are more healthy for us than others. So we created a list of very healthy vegetables, and this is based largely upon the list created by Professor DeNoia in the States. I will readily make available this list for you. But remember, it doesn't matter about the potential of the plant to deliver health benefits. If the nutrients are not in the soil and are not plant available, they will not be taken up by the plants, therefore they will not be in the plants, and therefore they will not be in us when we eat such plants. So it's very important to have a nutrient-rich soil to get the real benefit of eating such vegetables. In summary, please start eating the 5+2, preferably organic. Then establish a garden, a vegetable garden with our soil, and start growing nutri-organic, nutrient-rich vegetables. Then start substituting as many as you can of the vegetables with our vegetables. In this way, you will be heading towards a healthier you and healthier your loved ones. Finally, click on the link provided so that we can send you a video of our garden in action, as well as other information that will be helpful to you. I look forward to a healthier you, and I look forward to being able to help you on your journey. Thank you very much for listening to me. Bye.